Hello, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast for this Sunday. I hope you're doing fantastic today and have had a great weekend. How are you all doing today? Great to see you here, Gurchan. How are you doing today? How am I doing? I am doing fairly well today, and I hope you are as well. It is getting cooler here, so I have my tea. We're bringing back the tea. It's been a little bit since we've had the tea, but we have it back now. Got to get some of that tea back. Since we weren't able to do it in summertime, but now we have it back now, as it gets colder. There it is. There's our roost tea. And we got our roost tea here. And we got our other roost tea right here. There they are, the stars of the show. The three roost teas. Hang on a minute, there you go. Just like that. Yeah, you're okay? Well, I hope that you continue to be excellent and things are even better for you. I really do. So we didn't do a live stream last Sunday because it was a holiday weekend, so the schedule's been offset for this particular month, I suppose. So we will not be live next Sunday, but we will be live the Sunday after that. Meg, great to have you here. Where's the out of box kitty? Oh, the out of box kitty has been gone for a while. The out of box kitty has been gone for quite a while. How many months? I don't know, quite a few months actually. Yeah, she went on summer vacation. Sorry. Or maybe Rooster scared her off. She's scared of big fat mice. Hmm? It's okay, Rooster. You didn't do anything wrong. There you go. Look how cute. You need your out of the box kitty. Oh. You need the out of the box kitty, huh? There you go. I'm back just for a little bit. I'm gone. There it is. It just made a quick appearance, but is now gone. Yeah. I'm gonna try some of my tea once we get into the tea. Then you know things are good. But nope, it's still too hot right now. Anyway, Meg, how are you doing as well? Hopefully you've had a fantastic weekend. How's everyone's, I guess depending on where you live, if you live in the northern hemisphere or if you live, you know, maybe near the equator, it's probably all summertime for you, but how is the end of summer treating everyone? Yeah, this is it. This is like the final stretch of summer. Hmm. I don't know. I like the warmth. I really do, but now it's getting into cooler weather, hence the tea. So, need to stay warm with some of the tea. I was very cold earlier today. I'm comfortable now. I mean, surprisingly, even though this looks like it's very thin, it's actually very warm. It really is. It's actually quite warm because yeah, you can, I guess if it's like really windy, you can kind of feel this, like the wind blowing through it a little bit, but it does keep in a lot of the body heat, surprisingly. I don't know how it does it, but it does, so yes, there it is. Excellent. Hmm. Let's see, been okay, only be here for 30 minutes, going to the movies and friends to see the second Beetlejuice. Oh, okay. Well, enjoy that. Hopefully you have a fun one with that. Let's see, Beetlejuice. Gosh, I don't remember last time I even saw that. I guess like the first movie, whenever it came out way back in the day. You know, I saw that probably when I was a kid. I don't know how many times I watched it. I don't know if that was a movie that I loved back in the day. I have no idea, but I remember it being kind of weird, creepy, strange, and then that's basically it. It's like, I don't know. I don't care. It's like, eh. So, yeah, that's like an interesting thing. It's like if you think about things that you liked way back in the day, it's a lot of those unique concepts from when you were younger. like they just can't come up with those new concepts this day and age. They really can't. They have to like reuse old material, or they have to like remaster old stuff, or they have to try to make, you know, a old version better. You know, it's like I just kind of compare this to like even like a lot of video games. Like there's like so many like new games that come out that are basically sell very poorly or not very good. And then you have games that from way back in the day, they are remastering it and re-releasing it. And it's like that's what gets all the attention. So it's like people have just lost their creativity. You know, it's like they don't know how to be creative anymore. And that does kind of tie into our subject matter because it's being addicted to your phone. Being addicted to your phone. I feel as though a lot of people have lost their creativity and other important vital skills by basically relying on their phone and the internet and all that sort of stuff for so pretty much everything that they do. They just rely on that, and it completely takes away their own creativity, their own ability to think for themselves. Like how many people would just, you know, it's a sad thing when you see a cashier having to pull out a calculator if something's broken. Like it's simple math that they can do. You know, it's like, what is 50% of like 840? You know, it's like you should be able to calculate that very easily. You know, it's like if you're not able to calculate that and you need a calculator, you know, it's like, okay. But that's kind of what society has come to, basically. Everyone is so dependent on technology. And I think that takes away a lot of our own skills and abilities that we have, because if you're not utilizing skills, then they're going to go dormant and they're going to be harder for you to utilize. It's such a shame, it really is. But yeah, that's the way a lot of people are these days. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you are someone like that as well. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. You know, I love math. Let me tell you this. Math is my, you know, one of my specialties. Math, programming, all that sort of stuff. You know, when you're learning programming, that's like learning a different language. When you're learning various types of programming languages. Okay, so it's like, yeah, I could be fluent in many different languages, not just spoken language, but also programming language as well. You know, but the various different things that I do, I wouldn't necessarily call myself fluent in those sort of things, but it's like, if I didn't utilize those skills for a very long time, they would go dormant and it'll be harder for me to actually utilize those skills that I have taught myself, that I have learned. So, yeah, you have to utilize a lot of your skills, and a lot of that has to do with you putting the phone down, you putting the internet down, you putting all of that stuff down, and just taking a moment. And we will dive into the topic that we discussed on Friday, which was about phantom notifications, which is, you know, that kind of ties into it as well. You know, being addicted to your phone, you have the urge to keep checking notifications. You may even hear sounds of notifications, but there's nothing actually there. It's because you're addicted to it. So they tie hand in hand. So, anyway, let me take a sip of my tea. Let's see if it's cooled down enough, and then I shall get to your comments here. Okay. There is an app for everything, it seems. You're absolutely right, Meg. There really is. There's an app for everything. I mean, let's see. Here's the other thing. How many people, like, they go on their phone and it's like they have like tons of apps on their phone to the point that it's like all loaded up. Now, all of my stuff I have organized. You know, I have it all organized. So, you know, it's like a few of the games that I have, I'll have that in a separate category. I'll have, you know, financial stuff. I'll have health stuff. I'll have social media stuff. You know, but for the most part, I mean, probably the thing that I utilize the most would be the games on here. If I didn't use the games, if I didn't play, you know, some of the games, like the game that I've been playing ever since it first came out, Plants vs. Zombies 2. I've been playing. I play that every single day. I do like the challenge that they have and everything. But it's like that's probably the game that I may have like the most hours in out of like all the games that I've ever played. But it's like there's so many people who just have so much stuff loaded on here. You know, you could just search in the App Store for anything. You know, it's like stuff that you wouldn't even think about could be in there. Okay, hang on. Wait, did I just say what I? Okay. Oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe. Okay, you wouldn't believe this. Okay. This is going to be a funny. Okay, this is the funny one. So I just load up the Apple App Store and it says suggested apps. You know, I don't know why any of these are suggested because none of these are interesting to me at all. But there was one thing that said I guess it's like this dating app and it's called Wink, and I thought it said Wrinkle. I thought it was it's like a dating app for old people called Wrinkle. Just like at first glance, and then I looked at it again like wait. I was wrong. So it's just it's like, oh, why is that being advertised to me? It's because you know, it's like all the places that I go to, all of the interests and events that I like are all old people, and it's like, okay, it is. It really is though. It's like I can't meet anyone even my own age really. It's all old people. Oh. Uh, Let me tell you this. Let me actually search up a Wrinkle. Maybe there actually is a dating app called Wrinkle. No, there's Wrinkle removers. See, look, here's like the other thing, okay? Phone apps to make yourself appear more physically pleasing to other people. Okay? That's a problem. You know why that's a problem? Especially if you use dating apps, things along those lines, if you use social media, which social media in itself is basically a dating app. People use a lot of these heavily edited photos. They use these filters that make them look better. They take these camera angles that are like this. You can't even see my phone, but it's like, you know? Okay? And it's like, all right, that's not how you look though. That's not how you look. The only way you would look like this is if you are like 3 or 4 feet tall and everyone else is looking down at you from that distance. For me, I should probably take it like up, like this, and it's like, oh, I don't know how flattering that looks, but that's part of the problem because a lot of people are misled by these heavily edited photos. So when you actually see the person, they don't look like the actual person in the photos. So yeah, you just have all of these apps that do all these things, and I think it's just, it weighs in on basically just lowering your own confidence. It really does. Because if you need all those filters and edits on your photo to look better, to make yourself look more appealing, because you cannot admire your natural beauty, then that's a problem because you're going to hide yourself. You're going to prevent yourself from being seen by other people. You're going to view yourself as ugly. It's like, I can only look beautiful if, you know, I have like 50 filters applied to my face. Or if I'm just, when these women wear so much like heavy makeup that you can just see the makeup on their skin, it's like, you know, so it's like for me, you know, it's like, look, I don't have any makeup, you know, it's like, but I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, I look so ugly and hideous. It's like, I don't think that way. I don't have that type of mindset. I really don't. So it's like, you have to be the one to get out of that mindset if you are, because it's going to destroy you, destroy your self-confidence, make you not feel as happy and positive with yourself. Now, let me tell you this. I'm very glad I just noticed this. Hello, Ryan. By the way, YouTube has finally moved the little heart icon next to right where the right where you enter in like chat box. Because before it would hover over some of the text and it would cut off some of the text. So, yeah. Now I can finally see everything there. Anyway, let me continue reading off some of your comments. So we look at this. We've already discussed quite a bit already. Rats, would you like to weigh in on the phone controversy? Yes, lay loser. Boys and lay losers, let me tell you this. This lay loser back here, right back there. She likes to say that she's not addicted to her phone or anything, but let me tell you this. She's like so addicted. She has like 50 hours a day on her phone, okay? And then 25,000 hours on her computer a day. Boy, that doesn't make any sense. Yes, it does, later. It makes perfect sense. All right, well, he has foiled my secrecy. Okay. Good Chan says, may I say that I also think you look much better. You sound a bit more positive or something. You look much better. Thank you. I appreciate that. I guess you sound a bit more positive. Yeah, you know, it's all about positivity, you know. I've always been someone who has looked at the bright side of a very negative picture. And I think a lot of people, they really can't do that. It's very hard for them to do that. So, just something you have to do. It's kind of sad how we can't interact anymore with each other. You're absolutely right, Meg. It's very hard for people to interact with one another. It really is. Even simple things as getting dinner with someone or eating with someone, they're always on the phone. You know, that's such a sad thing. Let me tell you this. Like, wherever you go, you see people walking, you see people sitting down. This is how you see them. Hang on, wait. You have to get the hunch. Look at that funny TikTok video. Oh, look what he did. Yeah, look at it. You know, that's basically all these people. And it's like, you gotta be brain dead, you know, scrolling through your TikTok. That's basically it. It's like, if you could see yourself, would you realize that you've already lowered your IQ to basically that of, I would say, a rat, but these rats are smart. We're very smart. Then again, rats are quite smart. I'd say rats are probably smarter than some of those humans, actually. So, you know, lowered your intelligence to that of a pile of rocks, and that's insulting to the rocks. You know, so it's like, but that's how some people are. It's a shame. It's a shame. I don't think I've ever scrolled through any sort of. Let me tell you this. The one thing that can be a little bit tempting on the phone is if I do watch a video, a YouTube video on my phone, which it doesn't happen too often, but you know, there's like a few things here and there. If I'm doing something else outside of the computer, I may watch that. They put the next recommended video, like you can see like the top 1/3 of it, and it makes you want to scroll down to see what your suggested videos are. It's like, probably should not do that, because on my computer, I have all that stuff blocked. So if I go to a YouTube video, it's basically the video, the description of the video, the title, and then for everything else, it is hidden and blocked. So if I want to see comments, I have to hit a button to load the comments. There's no suggested videos whatsoever. If I go to the YouTube homepage, it's completely blank. So that really helps with any sort of productivity, because it's like, oh, look at this video. Oh, let's click on that one. Oh, let's go to that one. You know what I mean? Because I was realizing that that's what YouTube was doing to me. It was getting inside of my mind. So it's like I was realizing I'm being impacted by this. They're influencing me to some degree. And that was a problem. That was a problem. So I just had to stop it. Anyway. The phone is much more stressful than many people think. You're absolutely right. All right, I'm going to go a little bit further down. Dad joke for the day. What does a police hotline and a glory hole have in common? Anonymous tips. What do a police hotline and a glory hole have in common? Okay. And my chat is now frozen. I cannot scroll anymore. What? Ryan, you broke the chat. There we go. I got it. Jimbo, great to have you here. How you doing, Jimbo? Hopefully you're doing a fantastic today. Oh, I think Meg's going to be heading off as soon as well, so I'm going to wish you fantastic, Meg. Hopefully you have a great one. Oh, thank you. Smash that heart button and smash that embarrass sign. Whoops. Oh no, it moved. I clicked on it. I clicked on the heart to try to send something, and because I wasn't signed in, it made me go to the sign in page, and then I went back, and now the heart is covering the text again. Can I refresh it? Darn it. Darn, there you go. Smash that heart. I'll have to use the other tab. Where's the other tab? I got it here. There you go. That is my reaction, the embarrassed face. Because it's like, darn. Now it's covering the text again. Too bad we can't put like a rooster emoji in there. And then he can like, smash that feet button. Smash the feet. You cuties. You cuties. Take care, Meg. Enjoy your movie. You shall be missed. Alright, now that she's gone, let's go ahead and talk smack about her. So, Meg, am I right? Meg, am I right? Anyway, continuing on. Hey, get out of here, Meg! Still here. He's like, take care, everyone. Love you all. Still here. Still here. Oh, hopefully I didn't get it on me. Anyway, let's see what else that we got here. Okay. Knock knock. Who's there? Cargo. Cargo who? Cargo beep beep. I don't get it. I don't get what? Oh, cargo. I get it. Car. A car goes beep beep. You know, I think my IQ is already lowered even more now. Oh man, I tell you. What did the mortician say when the casket fell out of the car? Oh crap, we're going to have to rehearse this. Yeah, I think my IQ is definitely down the drain now. I am now brain dead. You know? Oh. Jimbo, how are you doing today? Jimmy boy? Hopefully you're doing fantastic, Jimmy boy. Jimmy boy. See, look, it's just crazy today, isn't it? It just really is. It's just crazy. That joke was so bad it froze the chat. It was. It froze the chat, and and all those hearts coming in. The hearts are melting the chat now. The chat was frozen, and now the hearts are melting now. You know, it is getting cooler, so soon it's going to be frozen. It's going to be frozen. That's why we have the amazing tea. This is like a winter something tea, spearmint. I think it's spearmint, maybe some. And then it has some lemon and some honey in it. So, Let me tell you this. I really needed some of the honey the other day because I was doing the science voice, Dr. Science, and my voice got so wrecked. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really needed some tea. Because let me tell you, that Dr. Science was just going crazy. He was just boosting everything he possibly could. So, you know how Dr. Science is. He's just a wild man. He really is. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then You probably don't know. You probably don't want to know what I'm talking about. Anyway. This has been a lot of crazy fun today, hasn't it? The time's just flown by because how much crazy fun ever happened today. Fun times, right? Fun times. Okay, I think Meg is finally gone now, so let's go and talk smack about her now. Meg, am I right? Anyway, moving on. Let's see. I heard Meg was planning to ruin Christmas. Oh no. Oh no. Jimbo says, love you, keep rocking. Fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate that. What did one horny rock say to his friend? What did one horny rock say to his friend? I mean, if this was like a drug joke, I would say, let's get stoned or something, but that's not horny. It's like, what did the rock, whatever. Let's get stoned. Get it? Haha. But, I don't know. What did the horny rock say? If this was a skeleton joke, then I would say, let's bone. But it's a rock joke, so what is the answer? What is the answer? Like I just look, let me tell you this. I did not have much energy prior to this, but I just have like too much energy now and we have to just let it all out. We just gotta get it all out. Look, we've only talked a little bit about being addicted to your phone, and guess what, guys? You're watching this on your phone or on your computer. You should be taking a break and stop watching me. It's like you don't want to watch me. You really don't. Okay? It's not a good thing. Watching me causes brain damage or not. Actually, it kind of does. If you've read some of the jokes that we read earlier. Anyway, let's move a little bit on to phantom notifications when it comes to your phone. Let me tell you this. I've not experienced this exact thing before, but I have kind of something similar before, and it's like I have to put my phone in the other room. How many times do you like grab your phone? Let's see how many notifications I have. Oh, I have 2 notifications. Actually, technically 3 because the other one's a software update that I haven't done in like a year. But it's like, okay, that one's always there. That one's been there for like a year. So let's not worry about that one. But it's like, okay. It's like, do I have any notifications now? How about now? Oh, what now? So it's kind of like you get distracted by looking at your phone, looking for a notification. So I guess you can group that into phantom notifications as well. Usually phantom notifications is described as people who hears a notification, but no notification is actually there. And that makes you check it. That makes you look at it. But you thought you heard it. You thought you heard that ding or whatever notification sound is, and you look, nothing's there. That's definitely a sign that you are very addicted to your phone. That should be a sign that you need to put it away and stop being so focused on it. As I said, for me, I've never heard a notification sound primarily because I pretty much have most all notifications off. If I receive a message in my Messenger app that I use with my friends, I have all notifications turned off. So if they message me, I don't know that they messaged me. Okay, and I could possibly turn off the notification badge on the app as well. But then I may be tempted to actually open it up and look. But then again, if I see that notification there, that can be a temptation to open that up and see what the response is. So it's kind of like, what can you do to stop yourself from picking it up and looking to see if you have any notifications? That's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. A lot of times it comes down to severe discipline you need to have. Discipline you need to have. Let me say that again. Discipline. You need to have the discipline to not look at your phone as much. To not always be wondering who is texting you, who's messaging you, who's leaving you, requests in whatever apps, other apps that you use, or whatever else it is that is going on. You know, you have to put that aside, and you have to have discipline to not look and focus on your task. Because what I've found is that if I'm working on something on my computer, if I'm working on some important thing, and I'm not fully focused and dedicated to what I'm working on here, I can get distracted. I can look at the phone. I can be distracted. It is so annoying. And then it's like what should take 10 minutes ends up taking double the length because I keep checking and I keep being distracted. It's like, okay, I'll just put my phone in the other room. I can't look. And sometimes I'll catch myself trying to reach over to where the phone is. Like, no, there's no phone there. There's nothing there. There's no need to check. It's time to focus on what I'm meant to focus on. So that's the type of discipline you need to employ when it comes to you checking your phone all the time. If you keep checking it all the time, then that is a problem. That is a major problem because you're lowering your productivity. Anyway, I was wondering why the chat was not refreshing. My chat has frozen again, Ryan. Because I was looking for the punchline to the joke, and no messages were coming in, and then I had to refresh it, and there it is. So, what did one horny rock say to his friend? I'm hard. I get it. That is a good one. I like that. Hmm. Yeah, it's a funny one. It was that comment, I think, that froze the chat. Actually, it was right after Ryan's comment that froze the chat. It's 98 degrees here in Arizona. Right after that message, Ryan, the chat froze again. Crazy. Or they just take a long time to come in because they're not coming in. It's crazy. Okay, there it is. Yeah, let me just look at this other. Let me just look at this other chat instead, maybe. Let's say, because I have different chats here and they have different. I'm just going to replace this particular one here. Okay. Anyway, you drink a lot of tea that helps you relax. I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say it necessarily helps me relax. It warms me up if it's cold. But that is basically about it. So anyway, let's see. I missed 100 messages in a week and didn't miss anything. Only you. I like that. I like that. Yeah, you know, I've turned off a lot of notifications. Like as I said, on my phone, I don't look at any emails on my phone at all. I don't even have it set up, I don't think. So if you want to email me, I only get it on my computer. I reply only on my computer. I don't reply to it on my phone because I don't get them. Let's see what else. Text messages, I do have a notification sound, but I don't receive text messages really. It's like extremely rare. Okay. The Messenger app that I use with friends and such, that is, I have notification sounds turned off for that. Let's see. Things that show up like, you know, when you, on your notification screen here, when you like swipe up or whatever and it shows you your notifications, all of that is basically disabled for the chat messages that I use. Besides like text messages, which as I said, I don't really receive many text messages as it is. So for the most part, I don't have notifications visible. I really don't. I don't have the sound. And even on my computer, emails, I don't have a sound now for emails. I have that turned off. So I can't be like working something, then I get an email. Oh, they gotta check it. Well, what is this? Oh, look, I can save a 40% off on, you know, food delivery or something. You know, it's like, I don't care about that. I really don't. I don't care. So I'm not going to get distracted with those things. I'm going to focus. Fortunately, I know with at least the Apple products, and I think maybe the Microsoft products, maybe the Android phones as well, they have a focus mode. My computer is quite old now, so I can't update to the latest one, but I believe you can put it into like a focus mode. So if you're doing certain tasks, certain times a day, certain apps that open up, it'll go into a focus mode, so you will not receive notifications. So that can be a good thing to maximize your productivity. But let me tell you this. A lot of people will say phones are distracting, notifications are distracting, all this sort of stuff. But guess who's in charge of your life? Guess who has the ultimate say in these things controlling your life? You. You have to be the one to put a stop to it. You have to be the one to lay down the rules and abide by those rules. I know it's very hard, it's very tempting, but guess what? You gotta be the one to do that. Okay? I blame Meg. Meg made it freeze, yes. You know, you're absolutely right, yes. Now that Meg's not here, we can smack talk her behind her back. Meg is also responsible for inflation and lousy internet service. You hear that, Meg? Oh man. Meg is responsible for a lot. Gotta say some of the positive things as well. Meg is the reason why we are all here today. You know? You gotta be sometimes, even though Meg causes a lot of problems, she's also very good as well. None of us would be here today without Meg. You know? Oh man. Funny stuff, right? Funny stuff. Ah. That is so funny. You know, I have an accurate depiction of what Meg looks like. There she is. That is what Meg looks like. High five. Shut up, Meg. That's right. Shut up, Meg. That's funny stuff. That's funny. Anyway, Rats, do you have any words of wisdom on phone usage and monitoring and tracking your phone usage? What's the phone lately? Boys, you're no help. And why are you sitting on top of your other friend? Hmm? It's a rat tower. Hmm? Oh, these cutie pies. Look how cute. Look how cute. Oh. You know, we could just talk about them all day. We should just have a stream dedicated to the roosters. A 24/7, 365, and 1/4 rooster stream. Hmm? How cute would that be? We just get to see what they do all day long. They'd be hopping. They'd be sniffing. They'd be posting their feet pics to OnlyFeet. Boys, how much money do you make from OnlyFeet? Ladies, we make 5,000 rat bucks a second. Rat bucks, huh? Last I heard, it was called rat coins. Later, we have upgraded it to rat bucks because it sounds more professional and wealthy, but they're still worth the same amount. Okay, well, you know, he's a silly one. He's a silly one. Anyway, I'm not going to do a full tarot card thing, but I'm going to draw one card, and that'll be the theme for the coming week. How about that? I feel as though there's a lot of crazy stuff in the world. There's a lot of shenanigans. There's a lot of, you know? Why don't we draw a card and see what the week may bring us? Will Rooster do a playthrough of Deathspank? Boy? No, I won't, but I will do a playthrough of Feet Spank, okay? It's where you take my feet and you spank them. Spank them, lady there. Okay. Oh yeah, that is so good. Rooster. There you go. He just played Feet Spank. We just played Feet Spank. Anyway, folks, let's draw one card and see what the theme is for this coming week. It's time to do. And I will use my 5 of Pentacles. Okay. The 5 of Pentacles. Usually Pentacles has to do with money, finances, let's see. Okay, 5 of Pentacles, folks. Here it is. Here's the card. Okay. Now, what could this mean? This usually means something, well, if we look at the image and if I look at my information here, destitution, poor health, despair, loneliness. This is a negative card. Are you feeling negative for this week? Or are there going to be negative things in the world this week? Financial worries, issues with your personal health, with your relationships. Always remember that no matter how hard things get, you can always come out on top by learning the positive lessons that life is here to teach you. Jun, great to have you here. How are you doing? So, no matter how bad it is, always remember that there is always a bright side. You cannot experience the good without experiencing the bad, and you cannot experience the bad without experiencing the good. Things come and go. Positives, negatives. You're going to have all those sorts of things in your life. Here they are. Feet spanks. Something smells funny here. Yep, that is my feet juice. When you smack around my feet, all of my feet odor, all of the spores from my feet just kind of aerosolize. Boy, that is not good. That makes me remember that game. There was a small little indie game that I played. It's called The Snow of Bassadir or something, where it looked like The Legend of Zelda for like the Nintendo 64, and there was these gigantic fungus mushrooms, a very, very short game, that would infect the player and all the people, and everyone died of like all the fungus spores going inside of their body and the fungus taking over their body. I can just imagine that is what your feet spores do, doesn't it? That's right. If you breathe in my feet spores, they would become part of you, and then you would die, and then your whole body would become stinky, and then I'll come over there and sniff your feet and your whole body because it stinks. That's right. Boy, you're becoming evil. This rat is becoming evil. I just, you know. Why must this rat be so evil? Why must he be so evil? There's I think I finally understand it now, folks. I always kind of had a suspicion that he was pretty evil because he talked about 666 all the time. That's his favorite number. 666 is his favorite number. In addition, do you know how much this rat weighs? That's right, folks. That's right. He weighs 666.6 pounds. So this rat is evil. That rat is evil. Rishta, I don't know if you're allowed to be on these streams anymore. I'm not evil though, Lady Laser, even though I love everything that he just said, and I can fully agree with everything he just said. Boy, both of you rats are evil. You really are. Evil rats. Evil fat rats. Alright guys. Guess what? It is time for... Okay. I've not seen any of these people join our stream tonight, but congratulations to all of you. Oh, old Cogger Ivan living the dream. Congratulations. Allison Stan, congratulations. Tasha Telling, or Teeling, congratulations. Joe, congratulations. And TRLCT copyright. Congratulations. There you go. I have no idea who any of you people are because I don't think any of you have joined the stream before. Well, maybe one or two of you have actually. Kind of right, maybe? I don't know. But congratulations to all of you if you're watching this or if you're aware that you got the membership. There it is. Our amazing membership that mostly goes to people who are not actually here, which... Okay. 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 Anyway, boys and lady losers, I think we're going to be heading off here in just a moment now. So any final words? So our final words is, don't be so addicted to your phone. Learn to put it away when needed. Learn to recognize when you're constantly on it like all these other people. If you're... Oh, that was so funny. Oh, look at that video. If you have like the attention of, you know, basically non-existent attention span from just constantly scrolling through all these feeds and whatever. If you're constantly on your phone when you should be spending quality time with your friends, with your family, if you're out somewhere and you're on your phone, that's the problem. The only reason you should ever be on your phone during any of those times is if it's a very important emergency or a business call that is required. So if you're scrolling through your social media feed, that is not important, that can wait. Put that aside. If it's you scrolling through all these funny pictures and these videos and all this other nonsense, put it aside. If you have time to yourself for entertainment, that is the time to look at it. If you keep focusing so much on your phone, your attention span will go in the garbage. You will no longer be able to focus on anything. You will no longer be able to connect with other people. You will have a very hard time. And you don't want that now, do you? You really don't. So learn to prioritize the phone when it is needed, not any other time. So that is my final words for you today. Roosta, any final words? No, ladies, I just want to say that everything that I said before was a joke about feet spores killing people. Okay? I don't ever want that, because if they kill people, then my feet, nobody will be able to sniff them. That is true, boy. That is true. What's true, ladies? What you just said? I don't know what I said lately there. Boy! That's right. You have no attention span either. That's right. Anyway, I think I've gotten out a lot of my energy. I had a lot of energy today for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't know why, but we had it. It was there. So I'm going to wish you all a fantastic week again. Mark your calendar. We'll be live again here in 2 weeks. This is the off month due to the holiday. Due to the holiday. But we will be live again on the 22nd. Same time, same day of the week. Sunday the 22nd at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, so... Princess Maggot, great to have you here. Okay, well, we have to hang around for 1 more minute for Princess Maggot. Did I miss the whole thing? Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, you did. We're about to head off, Princess Maggot. Yeah, that's an interesting name. See, whenever I think of maggot, I just think of... ladies and boys, I like to eat maggots, and I like them crawling in my feet. Like, sometimes there'd be so much decay on my feet that they'd just be crawling around inside my feet pores, and I just like to eat them out. Boy, that's disgusting. Anyway, I think that is where we're going to conclude the broadcast for tonight. I want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. I'll see you again in 2 more weeks here live on Sunday. Have a great week ahead. Whatever it is that you do, have a good one. And I'll see you again later. Bye-bye.